Welcome to Working Man's Crypto, the smallest micro channel on all of the World Wide Webs, where we talk about cryptocurrency, personal finance, wealth building, goal setting, and just plain living the good life. Coming back at you from not quite so sunny Miami. Again, we're looking at some overcast weather. It's kind of like the Bitcoin price, just kind of fumbling around at the moment. Here we are at my home away from home. It's a little national park. It's Black Point Bar and Grill right there. If you're ever in the neighborhood, great live music. As you can see, even the cops are riding in style around here. So Bitcoin, at the time of this recording, 42,420. Sorry about the weed eater or whatever that is running back there. This place is constantly under construction and repair. You know, it started out to be a very rural setting, and as you can see, they're trying to do all sorts of stuff to pretty it up. They put in pavilions and bathrooms. You know, it's all good, but I do like the natural rural park as well. As you can see over here, got the dry storage for the big ballers. Big ballers. I don't know if how many of you know anything about boats, but even that boat right there, that, you know, before I knew anything about boats, that didn't look all that special. That's probably the $300,000 boat. So today I'd like to talk about risk management and stop losses. I know a lot of people get into this market on a whim. It's real easy to get sucked in and FOMO'd in. You know, you hear all these narratives on the bigger YouTube channels telling you that, you know, Bitcoin's going to 100, Bitcoin's going to 300. Will that happen? Who knows? It could. But the thing is, with things like blockchain and Bitcoin, these things are developing so rapidly that you never know when there's going to be something to knock it off the block. You know, like for instance with Ethereum. Ethereum's great, and I hold plenty of it, and I love it. I've made good money from it. But you got Solana coming up, and after Solana you're going to have others, and as the pool gets watered down some, you know, how much higher do these other coins have to go? And will they retrace as competition gets stiffer? You know, a lot of people, you know, believe in the 4-year cycle, and some believe that the 4-year cycles are being broken this year as we speak. Honestly, I can't say for sure. I haven't been around since 2009 to really be, you know, that type of a cycle maximalist, so to speak. But you know, it just seems like common sense would tell you, with all the money that's come in, you know, that Bitcoin may stabilize before it continues to moon. And, you know, there's even analysts as of this morning calling for potentially a $30,000 Bitcoin. You know, will that happen? It could. So in this kind of market where, like for instance, in August of, what was it, 2020, you know, Bitcoin was going up like every month. You're looking at, it was going up like 25% a week or something like that. Okay, sure. Back then you could throw some money in it and be looking good a few months later. Right now, you got to be very careful. And let's just use round numbers. If you're coming in with $1,000, don't buy $1,000 worth of Bitcoin. You know, you buy 300 or 500, right? And you scale yourself in. because if you think you're hitting the bottom, you're going to be wrong most of the time. And especially when they get to trying to liquidate. And if you're a newer investor, when you see these liquidation dumps, you may just, decide to try to pull your money out. And inevitably, what happens is you are selling the dumps and buying the pumps. And that's just the reverse of what we're supposed to be doing. So I know it's easy to FOMO in. I've done it myself. And, the trick is to be looking forward, look ahead. Where are we going? Not where have we been, but where are we going? Well, right now, the market is not the most stable. And you got some macro factors, as well as Kazakhstan went offline yesterday. There's a lot of Bitcoin miners over there. The hash rate dropped overall 13 point something percent. So, sorry guys, I'm not as technical on the numbers right now because I'm doing these candid nature videos. But, I do know how to chart. I'm a charter too. But, you got people like Chris from MM Crypto. What's up, Chris? And, Crypto Anoop and Carl from the Moon. All these guys, excellent TA. I'm not even going to sit here and try to one-up their TA, okay? It's more about fundamentals and investing in general and figuring out your time frame and your risk tolerance. Everybody wants to be a diamond hand and everybody wants to be a hodler. But the truth is, hodling is not for everybody, and diamond handing is not for everybody. Because if you got money to lose, sure, you can be a diamond hander, and if you lose that money, well then, hey, you lost that money. But if you are somebody who are using money like a lot of people do, that's not necessarily disposable money, well, then you better be real freaking careful about setting your stop losses. And not only stop losses, but recognizing your targets and when to take profits. If for some reason you set your stop losses, yet you're not setting your sell orders on your targets, you've probably already seen what happens if you're an active investor. This thing goes up and down just like the waves on the ocean. And when you hit your target, if you don't sell, you're inevitably kicking yourself, because the next day or hour you are seeing that it retraces back to support. And it's funny because it's really not rocket science, but the emotional pull is so strong that people just continue to FOMO in. And again, I've done it myself. Like, for instance, we have Ethereum, right? Great fucking project. Love it to death. I've made a ton of money from it. Can't complain. But I started getting into Ethereum around $200. And at the time, I was being super picky, right? It was 200, then 212, then 224. And I was like, oh no, I'm not paying 224, blah, blah, blah. And then it dropped to 175 and I missed it, right? And then it was back up over 200, and then it never looked back. It was like 275, 3, 4, 5. And, then as you're chasing it, you're like, holy shit, now, now what do I do? Right? Is it overvalued, or is it headed to the moon? And that's the thing with crypto. Once you get past that first 10x, things get dicey, because these projects are very much on hype. And, a lot of these, especially the altcoins, are going to retrace, and they may fail. Just like any other startup in the business world. They can fail at any time, and the next best thing can knock them right off the block. So strategy is definitely, key. Here's a little look at the how you exit out into the ocean from here. So as you first pull in, you're going to come right out this waterway here. You could still hear the marina back there, right? Water's a little dirty, but look how flat. Whew. Kind of laying flat like the Bitcoin price. Let's see if we can get a better view out there. Having to take this video with my phone, and I really don't want to drop it into the water. Hopefully you're not getting dizzy from spinning around here, but if you look at these rocks, I gotta watch my step, if you know what I mean. These rocks are some unforgiving. They're all coral, so if you slip and fall on that, you are definitely, it's like glass. It's gonna cut you open like you wouldn't believe. But anyway, so when you're buying into these projects, you know, have the enthusiasm, but right now, while Bitcoin is kind of laying flat and not choosing a direction, it's a real good time to do some homework on some micro cap gems and try to, you know, look at what's coming next, and don't follow the herd so much, because the herd is ahead of you. You know, a lot of these people have inside knowledge. You know, there's no insider trading laws with this. I mean, you got all sorts of insiders making a ridiculous amount of money here. There's a nice look. Man, is it quiet this morning? Not one boat going out. That's pretty weird on a Thursday. I don't know the forecast, but we got the sun trying to peek out a little bit. Unfortunately, the best part of this park, they cut off. They're trying to make it better, but you can usually walk this right out into the water. And depending on how high the tide is, that depends on how far you can walk out. So, not to ramble on, but you know, the stop losses and sell orders are extremely important. You know, you could be a hodler if you want to ride the waves up and down. That's all good, but you really better have disposable income, because these things can fall out at any time. That said, I'm a huge believer of cryptocurrency. I love it. I hope to live it eventually. I feel like I'm in the epicenter right now. I was actually just about to move out of Miami after 20 years in the same place, but you know what? I'm gonna give it a little bit longer, because I'm excited about the adoption of crypto in this area. You know, they put out the Miami coin. I don't know a whole lot about it right now, because I don't really live in the city of Miami city limits. So I haven't really done a whole lot. Oh, do we got a boat coming? Sounds like we got a boat coming. We've got a guy out here living the dream. This would be a great weekend to do some fishing. Well, I just cannot get a wide open view. That's a little bit better for what you see going out. And that's wide out ocean right there. This is what they call a no wake zone, so the boats have to come through super slow. There we go. So let me know in the comments. Is Bitcoin gonna see 30,000 again? Or are we bottoming out at 40? That's a great boat there. I prefer a double motor in case one breaks, but guy living a dream. 8:30 in the morning, heading out. Oh, look at, here we go. Here's the crypto ripple. There we go. We got some volatility. So let me know in the comments. Are you using stop losses? Are you just winging it? Are you guilty of following the pump? Have you been FOMOing in? I'd love to hear your feedback. Let me know. This is T-Bone signing out from the Magic City. Just another day in paradise. Peace and love.